Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So got pretty cool third quarter update for you with some just magnificent member projects. And we'll get to those at the end. I want to get the shop stuff out of the way first, and then we'll close out with those member projects. And we're going to start with additions to the shop. There's not a whole lot. There's a router bit cabinet over here, and I'll put a picture up of it. And actually those videos haven't come out yet, so you guys are getting a sneak peek at that, as well as a new finish on that project. And I actually have a couple of new finishes in the shop, but we'll wait for the appropriate projects to try those out. The Woodpeckers Track Square, man, I've been blessed. I haven't had to do a lot of plywood projects lately, so I still haven't test driven that. The small box sled, due to a great member on the forums suggested the offcut support, and I added that offcut support, and I'm going to take you over and show you that now. So next up is this offcut support for the small box miter sled. I've used this sled a lot since I built it to include on that new router box. And in the original video, I was running it without a throat plate for no particular reason, but I didn't have the throat plate in, or the zero clearance insert, if you will. And a forum member mentioned that he had built one of these in the past, not quite like this, but similar, and he had built an offcut support for those offcuts, just to keep them from falling down into the saw or getting bound up, or whatever the case may be. And it's just such a logical, perfect idea that it made no sense to not do it. So I came out here and I added the offcut support, and all it is a section of 3/4 plywood, the same thickness as the base, with a runner mounted. And if you remember from the original build, I said if you over tighten these screws, they get a little sticky and it's hard to slide. And so that's actually what I did, is I actually over tightened those screws just a little bit, and it still slides, but it is certainly not an easy slide. So I just line it up in place, and then the sled is good to go. And that blade, of course, sticks out through there and deposits those offcuts where they should. So that's as simple as it comes for offcut support for the small box miter sled. So items coming up, the router bit cabinet we talked about up front. There'll be 2 videos on that, and my apologies for the length. That project just grew with trying some new things, trying new finishes and things like that. It just took a little bit longer to get through all of those details. There's also a video coming up on changing this top. You notice this top's a little different color now, and I'm going to show you some new tools that I used for changing this top as well, that I think you'll find pretty cool. Also coming up, I have my top 10 shop safety items. It'll be about a 10 or 12 minute video, I think it is. And of course it covers the standard basics, hearing protection and eye protection and all that kind of stuff. But it covers some other stuff too that I think is pretty important. As well, I've got a video coming up, and I'm not sure on the length yet because I haven't shot it yet, but kind of a year in review. We had a really good year in the shop, so rather than doing the quote-unquote fourth quarter Q&A, it'll be kind of a yearly wrap-up, year in review type of video. So moving on to the sites and things, I'm currently caught up on all the plans, which is kind of nice and unusual. If there's something else you'd like to see plans for, please drop me a note. All my contact stuff is down in the show notes, so drop me a note and let me know there's something else you'd like to see plans on. The Amazon affiliate page is doing good. I'd like to see it doing better, but it all certainly helps, and I can't say thank you enough. My Instagram account, because I work on the road so much, I don't post there as often as I should, but it's also a lot more up to date or current than the YouTube videos. When I'm home from work, I'm forced to just kind of build like a madman, if you would, and bank those videos so that I can release on a consistent schedule. And that's the only way that I can get through a year and maintain that consistent schedule. YouTube, I'm going to start posting these quarterly notes in the show notes of these videos. I know a lot of people don't like these talky videos, and that's cool. So I think I'm going to start actually posting the notes in those show notes. So if there's something, you know, you want to see or skip past or whatever, you can do that. And I pretty much follow these in order when I do these videos. The forum site, it really is a site all about the members. The members are typically involved in all the conversations. We had a lot of conversations around this router bit cabinet, and I hit them up for thoughts and ideas, and of course I answer some questions in there as well. It's just a very community group think, if you will. So that's a great segue into the member projects, and we're going to get to that now. So apologies for reading my notes in this section. There was just so many great posts by forum members that I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any details. And again, we had great conversations on the forums around those projects, but these are all forum member submitted projects that we're going to take a look at here. We're going to start off with Coop. Coop starts off with a Krenoff inspired display stand. It was actually a Wood Whisperer Guild project. Coop says it was his first time working with quarter sawn sycamore, and that thing is a beauty. The stand has lots of woodworking gems on it that really show off Coop's woodworking abilities. Coop says the middle shelf has some decorative boxes, and the bottom shelf contains a box he made for his mother's Bible. On the very top of the stand is an Asian-inspired jewelry box. I think Coop's got more talent than he lets on. And check out this door built by Coop. Coop says, we recently enlarged our master bedroom and added a walk-in closet and master bath. Due to time restraints, I opted to build the door into the bathroom rather than the vanities. The wood used was sourced from a walnut tree that I cut down several years ago and air dried. Joinery was custom cut floating tenons, and mortises were cut with a handheld router using double-sided guides. As I ran out of walnut, I had to purchase some rough cut walnut for the door facings. That door is spectacular and super nicely done. I remember that project in the forums, and it was an absolute pleasure to follow. Next projects up are from Jamie, who built this beautiful live edge desk for his daughter Emmy. Beautiful epoxy and ash inlays, mortise and tenon constructions in the base. And that desk is absolutely stunning. I know my kids would have loved to have had something like that when they were younger. Next up for Jamie was a complete dining room set. The table is made from red oak with breadboard ends. And then amazingly, he added 8 dining chairs done beautifully to match the table, and super, super nice work. I remember this forum journal as well, and this was really fun to follow. And Jamie was good enough to give us some good views of the chair and show off his great attention to detail. Super nice job, Jamie. Next up was Bob, who built this amazing walnut and ash chess table to use with a chess set that his wife gave him. Loose mortise and tenon domino construction with dovetail splines for the drawers. The chess set is hand-carved bone from an unknown artist in China. I'm digging those cabriolet legs. Super nice work, Bob. And next up is Chet, who made these amazing nightstands in sapele. Wooden dovetail drawer slides, and the poles came from their old nightstands because they really liked them. That's perfect. Chet says the pyramid tenons on the top are faux. And if memory serves me correctly, I believe these were Chet's design, and they just simply look amazing. Chet also built this cherry sideboard in 2018. Chet says it's by far the most complex glue-up he's ever done. With the exception of the doors and drawers, nearly the entire case was done in one glue-up. I can certainly understand where that would be. I've been there, so yeah, I get it. The hardware is arts and crafts style right down to the pyramid head screws to attach them. Chet says that he probably wastes a lot of time searching the internet for hardware sources, but feels you can quickly detract from a nicely done project with poorly selected hardware. And I tend to agree with Chet. I would add that your attention to detail really paid off on this piece, as well as all the other pieces I've seen you build over the years. Amazing work, Chet, as always. It's always fun to watch your journals on the forum. Okay, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for third quarter Q&A video. Thank you to the forum members who submitted their projects. It was an absolute pleasure to show them here and show off some of your talents. And stay tuned for this router bit cabinet. It's coming. There's a few videos coming through the end of the year. So until next time, guys, take care.